Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos are known for their spicy banter on Live with Kelly and Mark, but the couple's conversation took an especially scandalous turn on one recent episode. During her appearance on the morning show this week, Jessie Ngutikara of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives gave the married co-hosts a lesson in Mormon rules and terminology. From drinking dirty sodas instead of coffee to not being allowed to wear tank tops or other revealing clothing, as Decider reported. After a clip of the cast dancing in a TikTok played, Ripa had to admit she was surprised. "This, to me, does not conjure up, like, what in my brain, in my limited knowledge, what Mormonism is. I don't think that," she said. When Ngutikara asked her to elaborate, Consuelos jumped in, saying, "A little more reserved, maybe." Ngutikara went on to point out that the cast's atypical behavior was the key to the show's success. Read more. "I think that's the other thing is, it's moms who were like maybe not the cookie cutter, so I think that got attention too. And then we had a swinging scandal which helped," she said. Consuelos was curious to hear more details about the scandal which involved Ngutikara's co-star, Taylor Frankie Paul, revealing that she and her husband participated in soft swinging with other Mormon couples. "Soft swinging is, like, not going all the way," Ngutikara explained with a laugh. "That's like your thing, right?" Ripa noted, with Ngutikara agreeing, "Yeah, Mormons love that." But Consuelos was still confused. "Mark's like, what's the point?" Ripa quipped. "Yeah." Ngutikara nodded, going on to say that the scandal worked in her favor even though she wasn't directly involved. "And I think that got the attention of television, which was lucky for us," she said, adding, "but we definitely carry that as a badge of honor. Like everyone's like, you're the swingers." Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been the epitome of couple goals in the entertainment world for decades. Their shared chemistry, both on screen and off, has made them a beloved power couple in the eyes of millions. While their relationship is often portrayed as flawless and full of laughter, like any long-term couple, there are moments when things aren't as perfectly polished as they might seem. One such instance recently had fans of Live with Kelly and Mark chuckling as Kelly found herself in an awkward yet hilarious predicament, trying to explain a risk act to her husband, Mark. The moment, which occurred during a live taping of Live with Kelly and Mark, took viewers behind the scenes of the couple's real-life relationship, providing a delightful, candid look at how they navigate the occasional uncomfortable situation, especially when the topic veers into a more risk territory. This amusing yet relatable exchange showed that even in the world of celebrity glamour, some moments are simply awkward, especially when humor is involved. The setup. The risk act. The drama began when Kelly, always quick with her sharp wit, mentioned something in passing during the show about a particular risk act, a term that could mean anything from a bold dance move to an offbeat comedic sketch. The casual nature of the conversation quickly piqued Mark's curiosity, especially since Kelly seemed to be struggling to give a coherent explanation of what exactly she was referring to. Mark, ever the good sport, decided to press her for more details. After all, what's a husband to do when his wife drops a hint like that on live TV? But instead of a straightforward response, Kelly found herself in a bit of a struggle to explain what was actually going on. The moment was filled with playful tension as Kelly's words tangled in a mix of explanations, avoiding direct answers while trying to keep things light and funny. You could see the gears turning in her head as she tried to frame her explanation in a way that wouldn't get her into any more trouble or result in an uncomfortable family moment. Because after all, Live with Kelly and Mark is broadcast to millions of viewers, many of whom likely share their homes with children or family members. Kelly started with a vague description. "It's not that kind of act, Mark. Well, it's kind of a thing that people do for, entertainment purposes." She was clearly trying to keep the tone as playful as possible, but Mark, being the good-natured guy he is, wasn't letting it slide that easily. The more she danced around the subject, the more he seemed to enjoy the moment, prompting him to ask more pointed questions. The struggle, finding the right words, the awkwardness was palpable. Kelly, in typical fashion, tried to steer the conversation back to a safe place by cracking jokes. "It's not like that, Mark. It's just a performance. That involves costumes. And, creative movement," she said, her voice faltering slightly as she realized just how ambiguous her words sounded. Mark, sensing her discomfort, leaned in and quipped, "So, you mean a dance? Or is this something else entirely?" His playful smirk only made Kelly more flustered, and the tension turned into a full-on comedic exchange. "Ugh, I mean, yes, but no, not like that," Kelly said, throwing her hands up in exasperation. "Okay, fine, it was a burlesque routine, okay? Is that what you wanted to hear?" She let out an exasperated sigh, clearly trying to maintain composure but failing in the face of Mark's incessant teasing. Mark's eyes widened, both surprised and amused. "Burlesque? You're telling me we're talking about burlesque on live television?" "Not we, Mark. You made me say it." "I was trying to keep it PG," Kelly fired back, visibly laughing despite her embarrassment. "See what you've done now." "I can't unsay that." Mark's reaction. Hilarity ensues. Mark, who had been trying to maintain his composure, burst into laughter at his wife's expense. He couldn't help but appreciate how Kelly had been desperately trying to avoid saying the word burlesque, only for it to slip out during the most unguarded moment. "Kelly, I swear, you're the only person I know who could get me in trouble without even trying," Mark chuckled, shaking his head. "But you're right, we are live on television, so this will be a moment we'll both have to explain later to the kids." The couple's banter continued as Kelly tried to make light of the situation by deflecting with more jokes. "Look, I'm just here for the costumes and the feather boas, okay?" "Nothing more," she said with a wink, trying to cover up the fact that she was, indeed, caught off guard. But despite the comic relief, it was clear that Mark and Kelly shared a deep level of trust in their relationship. This wasn't just a scripted moment for TV, it was a raw, candid look at the reality of their marriage, with all its embarrassing, funny, and sweet moments. As the segment wrapped up and the show transitioned to its next topic, the camera cut to a behind-the-scenes clip where Kelly and Mark were still laughing over the moment. The exchange became a talking point for fans of the show, who flooded social media with reactions. Many viewers found Kelly and Mark's awkward but hilarious interaction to be both relatable and endearing. After all, who hasn't been in a situation where words got tangled up and explanations went hilariously awry? Fans appreciated how both Kelly and Mark handled the moment, not with embarrassment, but with a sense of humor, proving that even in awkward situations, a little laughter goes a long way. Kelly and Mark are the ultimate couple. So real and funny, one viewer tweeted. Only they could have a conversation about burlesque on live TV and still make it hilarious. Others praised Kelly for handling the awkwardness with grace. "I love how Kelly can handle anything on live TV, even when she's trying to explain something awkward." "She's a pro," said another fan.